Hey y'all, thank you for joining me for this episode of Soul Food Sundays. If it's your first time joining me, my name is Keita, and if you are a returning viewer, welcome back. I got some downloads I want to share with y'all, and prepare to judge me. Prepare to judge me. Know that I don't care, that there'll be no hard feelings. Prepare to judge me. I was riding with one of my sister friends and her husband. Man, shout out to Libby and Hector. When I tell you, we be having the best time. Like, our kikis are top notch. Hung out with them. We in the car. And I was like, let me use your charger. So I plugged my phone up to her charger. And unbeknownst to me, my workout playlist is playing on the radio. We chopping it up. We talking about everything from porn to religion, right? To spirituality, to the apocalypse, to like dope ass conversation. And I was hearing in the background some rap music, but it wasn't until we had got close to our destination that I was like, wait a minute. I said, sis cool as fuck. She listened to some of the shit I listen to, right? I looked down at my phone. My workout playlist is playing, and it's a 3-6 Mafia song, Throw Your Sets in the Air. If you're not familiar with who 3-6 Mafia is, if you've been living under a rock for the past 30 years, maybe, they are a rap group from out of Memphis, a Oscar-winning rap group. And this is one of their earlier songs. And it goes, if you niggas ain't scared, throw your sets in the air. Throw your sets in the air. Throw your sets in the air. Cause we some killer ass niggas and we don't give a fuck. We come to break the fucking law and tear the fucking club up. So, I was like, whoa, message. Message. Because we really don't live in the type of times where you can't stand on business and claim what you claim and in essence throw your set in the air. Like, what side of the fence you on? Is you in the huddle or is you out the huddle? So part of the message I had been channeling was expect expansion. And in expecting expansion, things to get better, things to align, things to grow in your life, to have broader experiences, to level up, you're going to have to stand on business about what you believe, what you want, who you love, how you love, where you going, when you going, how you going, all of the things, like, because there are going to be plenty of things that exist to challenge you, plenty who don't agree, things that seem obscure or confusing, illusions presented to you, but you're gonna have to stand on business and know your why. And in doing that, for many of us, we are very well intentioned. We want to help people. We want to stand in the gap. We want to teach people. We want to heal people. But in our expecting expansion, we have to make sure that we don't get caught up in martyrdom. So, if you niggas ain't scared, throw your sets in the air. Because if you gangster, like, you going to be required to be gangster. If you some killer ass niggas and you don't give a fuck, you're going to have to stand on business about what it is that you value, about who it is that you value, about what it is that you believe and resonate with and align with. And in your efforts to help people, to heal and to grow and to expand and to share your experience with people in hopes that you're helping them to level up, you're going to have to be okay with and understand the power of planting seeds and dropping nuggets. And sometimes when you plant the seed, you got to trust that the divine is going to water it and send others to plow and till and tend to it and do the rest of the work for these individuals along the way. For instance, I have learned actually before I started doing healing works, whether it's readings, spiritual baths, candle work, whatever, that I do what I'm assigned to do. And not assigned by the individual, but by the divine. There's no thing that I have done for anybody that I have not gotten the cosign from the divine for, or the directive before the person came to me for the work. The go ahead, the green light from the divine to do the work. I don't move because man said move or man made a request. It's got to be in alignment with what it is that God has called me to do. Oh, you can tell I've been running my mouth because my voice sounds deep as fuck. So, you got to be cool with like not trying to hold people's hand through their healing process to the point of doing the work for them or micromanaging them, because everybody has their own journey. You might shine some light or shed some light on things. You might try to share some truths with them or get them to see things from a different perspective. And that's cool, but you can't be a martyr about it. You gotta, in some situations, plant the seed and drop the nugget and then trust that it's gonna do what it needs to do if it's meant to do it, right? Because for one thing, you gotta put your time, energy, attention, it's a gnat in here. Time, energy, and attention elsewhere. Gnats are symbolic of like irritation. Like little naggy things that will get on your nerves and distract you. And that's why it's important to drop the seed and go on about your business and tend to your priorities. So for many of you, as you are expecting expansion, you are also reprioritizing. There are people in your life who are no longer as much of a priority as they used to be. In order for you to have better, in order for you to have more, you got to reprioritize. You got to put some things and some people on top of the hierarchy, and some people have to be demoted. There are some friends who are no longer your go-to. Your first line of defense, the people you call on when some shit go wrong or when you want to go celebrate something. Because those relationships are evolving or devolving into something else. It's not always as black and white as a cutoff, but for some, if you niggas ain't scared, standing on business, throwing your set in the air, look like a clean cutoff, like a block. I had to block somebody the other day. It looks like I said what I said, and I ain't got shit else to say. You know what I'm saying? So take it how it resonates, and however it applies to your scenario or situation. For some of you, in order to elevate in certain areas of your life, some of that old shit gotta take a back seat. Some ways you used to do things and show up, not gonna work. It's like when you get married and say you a mama's boy or a daddy's girl. We'll just use those common things. You know what I'm saying? You can't get married and then your mama still think she the leading lady in your life. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got a wife. She the queen, she the empress, you the emperor. That's how that work. Your daddy can't dictate your household because you were a daddy's girl, and you've gone under covenant. You're in union, whether it's spiritual, legal, or whatever. You've decided to build a life with this other adult human being, but your daddy still run your life. You know what I'm saying? It still governs your decision making, and it takes precedence over whatever understanding you have with your husband or your mate or your boyfriend, whatever the case, whatever the situation is, whatever y'all dynamic is, what works for you. Allowing those outside energies to take precedence is a distraction. It's not in alignment. It don't fit. You got to stand on business about what it is that you're doing and working towards with your partner or the people involved in getting to the end goal, the key players. So just using that as an example, something to keep in mind. For some of you, that may be your specific situation. But whatever the case, it's very much reflective of a solar plexus activation or needing to do some work as it relates to your solar plexus, which is your third chakra. And I know that because earlier when I was doing a crystal prescription, I turned to 2 crystals that, by way of bibliomancy, where I use my intuition to turn to a particular page to get the answer that I'm looking for. When I tell you, this gnat's ass is grass. Soon as I finish this video, go away. Anyway, solar plexus. The 2 crystals that I was led to were golden healer quartz, which is a solar plexus crystal, as well as golden labradorite. They're both great for confidence, enthusiasm, life force energy, building your vitality, which is solar plexus energy. Your solar plexus is your inner sun. You know, the energy we get from the sun outside of us, the sun in the sky, that raw energy. We have our inner sun, which is our solar plexus, that also is a source of that very same energy within us. Annoying. And y'all stop laughing at me. I'm so annoyed by this net. And usually bugs like that are like signs of a monitoring spirit. But I'm thinking with a gnat, it's just something that's like tired of. It's getting on your nerves. It could be a narrative. It could be a behavior pattern. It's something that is just uncalled for. Because, like, what the fuck purpose do gnats serve in the ecosystem? Like mosquitoes. But the only thing about it, gnats don't drain your blood, right? It ain't necessarily a drain of your energy. It's just annoying. Be mindful of those things in your life. Because even if it ain't, like, draining your vitality, it's still a distraction. I can't get the damn message out because I'm too busy tripping off of this damn gnat getting close to me and on my page with my notes and invading my space. And gnats are small. So be mindful of, like, even those small things that distract you and get on your nerves, but you don't necessarily get rid of it because it's something so minute and small. No. That too has to be removed from the situation. That might resonate with somebody. But with golden healer quartz, which I have a piece of that I've had for a few years now and that I work with often. This is it right here. It looks like a honey amber color, and it's kind of transparent. So it's like a clear quartz that has those honey colored brown, a little bit of yellowish hues in it, right? But It's good for those of us who identify with having a joint mission, whether that's like you have multiple things that you're meant to um, bring it to fruition in this lifetime, or working with someone else with a joint mission, um, aligning your masculine and feminine energy, working with moonstone coupled with, I don't even remember if that was Golden Hill Quartz. It might have been Labradorite, the Golden Labradorite. It's one of them if you work with moonstone with it. I think it's the Golden Labradorite. That if you couple the two, moonstone and that, it's good for balancing your masculine and feminine energy. But Golden Healer Quartz is good for self-healing. So if you're doing healing work on yourself, in hermit mode, meditating, spiritual baths, shamanic work on yourself, shadow work, Golden Healer Quartz is good for investing in yourself in that way and your own healing and growth. Christ consciousness is good for helping to tap into and embody Christ consciousness. Christ, to have a relationship with Christ is not something outside of you, somebody you beg to in your time of need. It is an embodiment. It is within you. It is that empowering feeling, that empowering spirit within you, that you can not only heal yourself, to be empowered to heal yourself, but be empowered to heal others. When you even look at the stories of the Bible, Christ was a healer. He went from town to town healing people. It also emanates profoundly powerful currents for the healing of the body and the expansion, there go that word again, of consciousness. And that is why you are needing to expect expansion, because when you expect expansion, you align with manifesting that, drawing it into you, attracting it to you. You expect things to work out. You expect better. You expect that the best is yet to come and that your best days are not behind you. You align with that frequency and you draw that in. You show up in the world as one who expects things to work out in your favor. That's confidence. That's enthusiasm. It also helps with feeling inner joy regardless of outer circumstances. A lot of people don't get that. You could be in some of the toughest of situations and still have joy. And that's why one of my favorite sayings is, this joy that I have, the world didn't give it and the world can't take it away. Because that's something sacred and valuable within me that you can't touch. I am a steward of that. You know what I'm saying? And I protect that fiercely. Can't nobody have it. And I tap into that in the midst of going through some of the toughest shit. I can still smile. I can still have joy. I can still shine, and not like a pseudo sense of confidence, but like from the inside out, to the point where you can't even tell I'm going through some shit, and it's not spiritual bypassing. It's because I know shit gonna work out. I know I still got a reason to get up and put my panties on in the morning if I decide to put some on. You know what I'm saying? Like, I still got a reason to live, to get up every day and face whatever is coming my way and do it joyfully. You know what I'm saying? So that's Golden Healer Quartz. Of course, there's more information out there, but that's something that would be good to work with if you resonate with what I'm saying. Golden Labradorite is good for those who feel tentative, unfocused, passive, or weak. So if you feel like you don't got the strength to go through another thing, to push forward, to try something new, to start a new chapter, to you don't have the strength to put one foot in front of the other and head off in a different direction, if you're stagnant because you don't feel like You have the life force energy, the vitality to move forward with golden labradorite. It's good to work with as well. Both of these cards are solar energies. Crystals are solar energies. And so honestly, spending time out in the sun will help you heal in this same way. And I've been noticing lately, like when I go for a walk, if I'm sitting outside, that I can feel the sun beaming on my third eye. I don't care where the sun was positioned when I first got out there. It seems to shift and be right above my head, and I can feel the sun beaming right here on my head, as though I'm receiving some kind of light codes or activations or transmissions or something. And I receive it. Like, I don't try to stop it. I don't try to block it. You know what I'm saying? So I try to intentionally go out and spend some time in the sun and not be complaining. Of course, staying hydrated. I feel like also over the past month or so, my tolerance for the heat has gotten higher. Now, you used to couldn't get me outside if it was like 85 and up. Count me out. But I have been going for walks and it's like 91, 92 degrees. I've even done a little running, even though my knees have said, who the fuck you think you is? What you think you doing? So I really do think my tolerance is built in terms of being out in the sun as well. I'm pretty sure that has something to do with evolving, elevating, ascending, and also being a melanated being. But also, if you feel tentative, which means you always like putting shit off, something's always kind of just hanging there to be left to be determined later, or like not making a concrete decision, leaving things just up in the air. Golden labradorite will help with that as well. If you're unfocused, distracted like the fucking gnat, golden labradorite will help with that. If you're passive, like I said, if you niggas ain't scared, throw your sets in the air. But if you a killer ass nigga that don't give a fuck, throw your sets in the air and turn the fucking club up. Balls to the wall. Go ape shit full speed ahead toward what it is that you desire, or who it is that you desire. Instead of being passive, this is a call to be more aggressive in your approach. Instead of passively allowing things to happen in your life or taking a passive approach, passively addressing things, hinting around to it, or not making no noise at all. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is really a call forth to stand on business. It also promotes right use of power and will. Right use of power and will mean you got it, but you possibly been using it for the wrong purpose, toward the wrong people, toward the wrong goals. You had the power. You got the power. You got the will. You've just used it in ways and toward people that were not beneficial or are no longer beneficial, because it might have served you in a certain chapter in a certain way, but it no longer does. And it's important to acknowledge that instead of trying to put commas where you should be putting periods and moving on to the next chapter of your life. It also helps to cut procrastination. Again, they're leaving shit hanging in the wind, idling by. You know what I'm saying? Not moving forward, making excuses. It's time out. We no longer live in that timeline. And if you do, I have been receiving some visions of where that is not going to serve you. As a collective and as an individual, it's not going to be in our best interest. If you have not been paying attention to what has been going on around you, the current affairs, it is not going to behoove you to be one of them fence riding as no action taken as no belief, purpose driven as people. Not gonna work in your favor. It also helps one develop consistency in taking action. No more playing red light, green light. Being consistent, putting one foot in front of the other, enjoying the journey and not so focused on the destination. Taking shit day by day and being consistent, showing up, dedicated, committed to whatever the end goal is. Taking action and no longer sitting on your hands or having like I think it's called the flamingo syndrome, where you're burying your head in the sand, refusing to see and pay attention to what's going on around you because you don't want to have to take action. Those days are over. If you still living on that timeline, you about to have a tough time. I ain't wishing it on you. I'm just telling you what I have received. So yeah, y'all. I think that's everything, but I do want to pull some cards right quick. I'm going to use the Earth Magic Oracle to see what Spirit wants to add to this message. And then I'm going to close us out with one of my newest decks, the Beyond Lemuria. Somebody gifted me this deck, a dear sister friend of mine, and I have really been enjoying getting acquainted with this deck. So I am going to bring forth the closing message from Beyond Lemuria. As one thing, like those of us who are moving forward, ascending on a different timeline, we're connecting more with that Lemurian part of us, and balancing out that Lemurian and Atlantean part of us. I ain't gonna go into that because that's a deep rabbit hole, but I do encourage that you look that up. Those are ancient civilizations that many of us are reincarnated from. But the card that just flipped over in the deck as I was shuffling it is Rain. Many of you are going through a period of purification so that you can shine bright on the other side of releasing pent-up emotion, suppressed emotion. A lot of y'all been around here wondering why you feeling depressed and low vibes, suppressed, repressed, unimpressed. And it's because you needing to purify. For some of you, that means you need a detox. For others of you, you need to speak your mind, say how you feel. Some of y'all need a good cry. When the last time you cried? What was it that you was crying about? Some of y'all been holding back some tears from 1972, and you was born in 1982. Like, let that shit out. Like Life Jenny said, crying is like taking your soul to the laundromat. And as you are living, expecting expansion, it's in your best interest to let that shit go, let it out, get rid of that baggage so that you can move forward lighter, not carrying all of that old shit with you. So at the top of the deck is Waterfall, effortless. So this is going from not doing shit, from not putting forth any effort, to releasing. Either by the fall or by the end of the fall. Fall is all about releasing. Many of you are going to be put in situations, be it internally or externally, where you are led to release. It is in your best interest to release. And I strongly feel that the release is expression. So going from depression to expression, saying what you need to say, getting it out. For some of you, the expression is creative. You have not been sharing your creative gifts and talents and expressing this version of yourself who you're evolving into, and you're suppressing it because you don't want people to see and judge this aspect of you, this growth in you. And that creates sickness internally, mentally, emotionally. And so that is why you're being led to purify. Go outside and stand in the rain. Let the rain cleanse and purify you. Take you a spiritual bath. Work with water. Hydrate. Purification is definitely about working with the water element and tending to your emotional health. Cleansing and clearing yourself physically and emotionally. And for some of you, even intuitively, doing energy work to clear your energy and raise your vibration. So Spirit, please provide a closing message for this Soul Food Sundays message. And please don't give me no whole bunch of cards. This one card left sitting here. Y'all, I cannot make this shit up. I've been doing this shit for a long time now. Shit never ceases to amaze me. Solar plexus chakra. I cannot make this up, y'all. Radiant illumination. I need to write a book called I Can't Make This Up. And just talk about all the shit that be happening that blow my mind. Because I legit cannot make this shit up. Just saw 3113, which may be significant. The number 444 may be significant angel numbers that you see. And 3113 breaking down to a 4 and a 4. The number 8, this 8 portal coming up. For many of you, that is an activation of your heart and your solar plexus chakra. That lion and lioness energy, that courage to be a leader, to show up as royalty and stand on business about your self-worth, what you deserve, what you want, what you desire for yourself, that expansion, expecting expansion. But you got radiant illumination with the solar plexus chakra. At the top of the deck, you have communication, co-creation, which is represented by the number 21. I've never pulled this card, but I got a feeling that it's talking about like telepathy, communicating telepathically, and also communicating ways to co-create something. A lifestyle, a life, a project, working together in some way, be it telepathically or physically. At the bottom of the deck, you have Mount Shasta. Mount Shasta, this card, I just pulled it for the first time the other day. It's all about receiving light codes and activations, and also like doing it in particular places where those energies are dense. So if you have like your favorite place or ley line that you receive downloads and healing from, this may be leading you to do that. But for some of you, this is talking about relocation. This is talking about like moving to a place where your expansion lies. You know what I'm saying? Expanding in that way where you're physically moving or traveling. It may not even be permanent. It may just be temporary travel, whatever it is. It's like going to this place where the next leg of the journey is for you, or you're meant to go and receive some kind of healing experience, or provide healing in this new physical location. But there's something very spiritual about why you're being led. Did I say spiritual? That is so not a word. Spiritual about where you're being led. I'm gonna read the message of solar plexus, which is represented by the number 4. Y'all make sure you're working with the color yellow, whether it's in your meditations, what you choose to wear. Yellow crystals, most of them are associated with the solar plexus chakra. Let's see. So it says personal power, independence, self-discipline, confidence, assertiveness, decision-making, belief, intellectual abilities, expression of will, bringing ideas into reality. So you may want to like meditate on this image here, it looks like almost like a flame in this image. So it's giving like wands energy in the tarot, fire, passion, confidence, activation even. So that may be significant. The solar plexus chakra is the radiant center of our being. It holds the vibrant spark that brings our passions to life. I told you. Enter this space to step away from playing small. If you niggas ain't scared, throw your sets in the air. Unworthiness, the idea that you are taking up space, and insecurity-based competitiveness. Take up space. You are here, and you are here for a reason. And by here, I mean in this 3D reality. So you got a purpose. And you're meant to be here, and you're not meant to be here with your head down and being meek and mild and quiet and trying not to be seen. So as to, for some of you, you're not being seen. It's not even like you being quiet. It's just you not being yourself. You don't stand out as much because you're trying to be like everybody else and move like everybody else and do what everybody else does. But one true mark of that not being your being in alignment is that you do the things that other people do, and that shit don't work out for you like it do them, because that ain't the play you supposed to be making. You know what I'm saying? That ain't your calling. That ain't your mission. You're being called to align with your mission, and it does not involve insecurity-based competitiveness, competing with other motherfuckers for things that feed your ego and to try to impress others. There's this quote from Asada that speaks on how the American dream, and she always spelled American with a K, because of the KKK. The American dream is the American nightmare. And this is very much speaking to like trying to live according to the American dream, the money, hoes, the clothes, sex, drugs, and rock and roll. And it being the thing that's killing you. Killing your dreams. Killing your purpose. Like, that's not what you're here for. And you wondering why you're not getting the most out of life. Why you're not enjoying life. Why you don't have joy. Just fading temporary moments of excitement and I'll say even happiness, because happiness is a fleeting emotion as well, but not joy. So allow yourself to be attuned to the abundant life force that resides within this center, and be energized, motivated, fueled with inspiration, enthused, and clear-minded, so you can bring forth more of yourself and what you wish to birth in this world. As you discover a deep and real sense of self-empowerment, you can more confidently lift others in celebration, harmonizing differences, and shifting hierarchical paradigms into collective co-creation. No longer putting people on pedestals, but seeing them as your equals and working along with them to create what you desire. Working co-creatively. And that's why you got that communicative co-creation at the top of the deck. Let's see. And then in this card, as you can see, there are 3 images here. Got a little threesome going. But they all focus on that same center. Focus on the same goal. That's equally yoked, heading in the same direction, putting your time, effort, energy, resources toward the same thing to co-create the same goal, bring the same thing into fruition. It says, remember that you are a powerful being who can connect with potent life force energy as and when you need it. Be aware of what fuels your fire and consider circumstances where you had your power, where you gave your power away. I think that's a typo. So be aware of what fuels your fire, what you're passionate about, what motivates you, what gets you turned, you know what I'm saying? And consider circumstances where you have given your power away. Imagine all the fragments of your energy that you've given away at some point and bring them all back to the center of your being. Soul retrieval. You've been through things where you've been fragmented and different parts of you have been scattered and left behind because you didn't see the value in taking it forward with you, and instead you chose to pick up some other shit to protect yourself and not be so vulnerable. But now you being called to call this shit back. All of it. Everything that the locust stole. And trust that the direction you're heading in is for your highest good. The theme is your power and where you are putting your energy. The healing position is the navel, and the color wash is golden yellow. So like when meditating, you can envision yourself being washed over with like golden yellow light for healing. But yeah, y'all, I hope this message found you well. If it did not find you well, I hope that it leaves you well. I hope that you take time to sit with what is being called forth to release and what it is you're being called to stand on business about. And I had no intentions of this being this goddamn long. I talk too much. Until next time, y'all. Peace.